Tips for first-time horse owners. Understanding the 3 different types of pressures. So there's one type of pressure that we call gradual pressure, and a lot of people already are familiar with this. So for example, if I want my horse to back up and I'm pushing on this and my horse isn't backing up, then what I'll do is I'll push harder. And then when I push harder and my horse responds, I will take the pressure away. And what I mean by take the pressure away is I'll stop pushing, okay? So I might start with light pressure and then heavier pressure and then heavy pressure until my horse responds to that pressure. That's called gradual pressure. I'm gradually increasing the pressure. I might start with a little wave of the rope and then a bigger one and then a bigger one. And the moment he takes that step back, after I've graduated that pressure to that point, I will stop applying pressure to my horse, okay? Now, the next type of pressure is called adequate pressure. Now, adequate pressure is the type of pressure you're going to use with a lazy, dull, unmotivated horse, a horse that's not moving out for you. So if you have a horse and you're pushing and you're shoving and they're not moving, well, instead of starting nice and small and light, okay, I'm gonna immediately start with the amount of pressure that I suspect is necessary to get that movement from my horse. So let's say we have a scale from 1 to 10, say that Enoch, and Enoch is not, but say he's a really lazy, dull horse, I might say, well, he's really dull. I might have to start with a pressure of 7 in order to really get him to step out. So instead of graduating the pressure, starting at a 1 and then a 2 and then a 3 and then a 4, then a 5, 6, 7, you see how long that takes? They'll kind of get desensitized to that. Instead of doing that, I'm going to start right at a 7. I'm going to say, hey, back up, move those feet. And then the moment he backs up and moves those feet, I'll take the pressure away, let him know he made a good decision. And then the next time I ask, I'll say, back up, move those feet. I'm gonna get his attention. I'm gonna be loud. That's what we call adequate pressure. Now, when he is consistently backing away from, say, a 7 amount of pressure, well, then what I'm going to do is next time I might dial it down to a 6 and see how he does with that, and then down to a 5 and a 4 and so forth. So I'm working my way down to get my horse softer and softer. Lastly, the third type of pressure that it's good to know as a first-time horse owner is environmental pressure. Sometimes it's not pressure that we are directly putting on our horses, but the environment can put pressure on our horse. You can tell that a horse might act differently on one side of the farm than they do on the other. One side of the pasture, they're more anxious than they are on the other. So be aware of those environmental pressures so that you know whether your horse is nice and relaxed or whether they feel stressed or pressured in a particular situation.